Hello, welcome again in Electronic Commerce Map with me, Aulia, and I will continue my explanation about electronic commerce strategy for Chapter 14 and Chapter 15. Let's see Chapter 15 and Chapter 14 in this map. I try to make this map bigger. Okay, now we will talk about Chapter 14, regulatory, and Chapter 15 about launching of e-commerce. Chapter 14, regulatory, has 5 sub-chapters: societal issues, ethical issues, protections, public policy, and intellectual properties. For societal issues, there are digital divide, telecommuting, green computing, and green IT. And ethical issues is relating with legal issues such as intellectual property rights, privacy, free speech versus censorship, and protection against fraud. And now, how about protections in e-commerce? First of all, we will talk about buyer protections. How to protect buyer from fraud. So we have to provide representative tips how to against fraud in e-commerce, in online buying, online transaction, and third-party assurance services. If you got fraud in e-commerce and online transaction, you can report it to Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, or you can call it the FAA. And beside buyer protections, we have to think about seller protections. So we have to protect both of them, buyer and seller, to make secure e-commerce. And how about public policy? We have 3 kinds of public policy here. First of all is net neutrality approved by FFC. The second is taxation of e-commerce transactions. And the third is internet censorship by countries. As you can see that some countries maybe block some website to protect their citizen. Maybe they think that their website is containing of pornography or maybe fraud. So every country has their own way and their own regulation to protect their citizens in virtual world. Intellectual properties. We will talk about intellectual property law, about copyright, about digital right management or DRM, and trademark. And in intellectual properties, we can talk about fans and hater sites. Nowadays a lot of cyberbullying in virtual world. So we have to follow the regulation of the website, and we have to think about other people feeling, right? So we have to follow regulation in virtual world, not just in real world. And now I will talk about Chapter 15, how to launching e-commerce. Chapter 15 has 4 sub-chapters: getting started, transformation, support services, and content management. And how to start e-commerce. First of all, you have to plan your online business. You have to make business plan, and you have to analyze some case from business case. You can learn it from your friends, or you can search some articles about it. And the third step you have to do is funding the new online business. First round of initialing is funding your online business, and the second round of initialing funding your online business, additional funding a large partner. So if you don't have any money to start your business, you can apply a sponsorship or partnership with a large company or your friend, so you can get much money to start your e-commerce. And the last one, the initial public offer. So IPO offer a fund to open your commerce. And now let's check the transformation. So this is the roadmap to a business transformation. IT sophistication to support internal business process, and IT sophistication to support external business process. So from internal business process, you have to make yourself effective, and you should have effective team and effective enterprise. And from external business process, you can do informational basic website, interactive site, transactional sites, and collaborative sites, and convert it to new process. So that's a stage and becoming a business. Now about support services. You have to think about who builds the website, how the payment methods in your easy system, how to promote your website to attract people to buy your product, and you have to think about customer relation management. Maybe handle the complaint, handle the transaction, and maybe they have question about your web, about your product. You have to provide information about that. So you have to build a great customer relation. Content management. This is the digital content delivery life cycle. From original sources of digital content like text, video, music, news, data, stock quotes, into content syndicator. So you need intermediary, and then you build a portal and news site, and you have to think about website hosting service. You have to manage your server, and then digital content delivery optimizer like streaming and broadband or dial-up ISP. Okay, now I will open some additional information for chapter 14 and chapter 15. This for chapter 14 about regulatory. This is about a law protection, the protection to buyer and seller. It's still loading. This article is taken from CCSE. Okay, it's a little bit slow. Let's try again. Okay, there's a problem with the connection. Wait a second, I will try it again. Let's try for another link. Okay, this is the external links for chapter 15, how to launching e-commerce. We will talk about this chapter first, and then we can go back to a law protections because it's really slow to open that article, so I will explain it later. This is the article from Inc.com. 10 do's and don'ts of launching an e-commerce site. So Eric Huberman, CEO of Hockey Media, shares the key to launching your own e-commerce business. First, do test your product. And the second, don't assume that people will just find your site. The third, do aside a budget to test marketing. Don't bank on raising more money. Do listen to your customers. Don't try to be everything at once. Do build a solid foundation before launch. Don't give up quickly. You have to try hard. Do have a business model that makes money. And the last one, don't spend 12 hours a day sustaining your company. This article is updated on September 2013. So that's 10 do's and don'ts to launch your company. Okay, let's try a law protections one more time. Okay, it started to open. This is from Journal of Management and Sustainability from CCSA. What is CCSA? CCSA is Canadian Centre of Science and Education. This article, this journal, is written on 2012 by Hamidullah Khan from Saudi Arabia. You can read it by yourself about this journal. It have background study, introduction, proposed system, methodology, and ILA model. This is the different types of law in practice. Laws in country divided into four types: law for murder, law for property, law for traffic, and law for other issue. And for e-law, we need intermediaries for buyer protection and seller protections. This is the picture of the intermediary involvement in transaction. This is the reference. You can read it by yourself and download. So that's it. That's my explanation about chapter 14 and chapter 15. My explanation is ending here. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope this explanation can help you to understand more about e-commerce map that we made. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.